Hi all, Andy here and welcome back to the channel for the end of year 2023 review video. It's been another incredible year for the Mark 1 Audi TT community here in the UK, and I've been to or organised over 20 different meets, gatherings and events throughout the year. What's more, I've got to meet many of you and your cars, which I hope feature somewhere in this video. So sit back, grab some popcorn and let's take a look back at 2023 for the Audi TT Mark 1. Before we start, a massive thank you to every single one of you out there that likes my content and subscribes to the channel. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm, and it allows the channel to grow and reach so many more people. This year I've reached the magical figure of 5,000 subscribers, which was amazing, so thanks so much to every single one of you out there. Without your ongoing support for the channel, none of this would be possible, and I personally want to thank each and every one of you that has contributed in some way to the Andy Charger channel and keeping it going. Every super thanks and donation gets pumped straight back into the channel for more content, and it is very much appreciated. So for the start of the year I was down to just the 3.2 as I had taken the 225 off the road for the winter. It sat safe and sound in the garage, and a video of that hibernation can be found on the channel linked above. The first event that I attended was not the very first event of the year for the Mark 1 TT, as January saw events held in Essex at the JD Classics meet, and the East Anglia group held a meeting at the Flex Cafe. I know attendees at both events had a great time and there was a great mix of cars. But my first TT event of the year was a hastily moved event from the A249 at Detling Hill Diner to the Running Mary in Maidstone, because the diner was found to be shut. Another great mix of cars that had travelled down from as far as Yorkshire for the breakfast meet were in attendance. Around this time the V6 started to experience some issues with the red light oil can on the dash. Now this is a rather worrying problem, and if you ever see this on the car you should stop driving it immediately, and it's one that I addressed by changing the oil pressure sensor. Now this is a nightmare of a job due to poor accessibility to the sensor, but it's one I tackled and I documented on the channel. So if you too want to see how to change the oil pressure switch on the 3.2, or just watch me struggle and swear and curse a lot, then please do check out the video in the link above. I'm also going to feature some fellow Mark 1 YouTubers here on the channel to find out what their highlights of the year have been. So let's start off with Mr. BWSTT himself, Bryn, to get his take on the year.
How you doing, Mr. Charger?
Yeah, all good. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's all right. It's nice to get till Friday. Always good to get to the end of the week.
Indeed.
Weekend
ahead
of us.
What are you wearing there? You've got something very interesting on there. What's that?
Oh, I might have splashed out on some Nurburgring merch.
Is that a Christmas jumper?
It is.
Nurburgring?
It is.
I reckon you're just doing that to show off your new svelte figure. That's it. So yeah. I mean, I know I've said this to you before, but massive well done, mate, this year, because that's really good. You've done it. You've turned yourself round as such, literally.
Yeah. For anyone interested, it's best part of 6 stone. So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that is really well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It feels good.
It'll help. Yeah, help you fit in those bucket seats easier now.
That's it. Yeah, I still need to decide what I'm doing seats wise, but that's certainly 36 kilos less that I'm carting around. So laps should be quicker, shouldn't they?
So, what was your highlight of the year, do you think?
Car wise, it's definitely got to be Misha driving my car. That was just mind blowing. Yeah, I mean the whole trip was great. With everyone, really sealed it off.
Yeah, so that was a bit secret towards the end of the trip, because obviously we were all leaving towards the end of the trip, and then you pulled that out of the bag, and then when we get home, we find out you're racing around the track with celebrities.
Yeah, it literally just happened. Like we'd been at the karting. And we were driving past Apex, and I saw Misha just shouted out the window, "Hi!" And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go say hello. And that's it. Literally, that was it. Went and said hello, showed him the TT, explained what we were all doing there.
There is one thing we need to address, because this year, you are known as Mr. Mark 1.
I am. I've still got a Mark 1, don't worry.
But you also now own a Mark 2, do you not?
Yes, I do, yeah. I'm quite enjoying it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
I reckon if I turn the clock back about 6 months to one of our lives, I'm pretty sure you rode Chris for about half an hour about owning a Mark 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm possibly the biggest hypocrite for getting one. I can see that. But it was an itch that I wanted to scratch.
Are you going to still dabble for people, private work, or is that all completely stopped now? Never completely stopped.
It's never completely stopped, though. I'm still doing little bits and bobs for the right people that understand the situation. But like I say, it's finding that balance with finding time to work on other people's, but working on my own as well. Because you know yourself, like you start one little job on a car that's new to you, and it's like, where do you stop?
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great Christmas and New Year, and I will see you at plenty of events next year.
Yeah, we will. I'm really looking forward to catching you up in the new year. So thanks for having me on. And Merry Christmas to you and all your viewers.
February saw the first meet at the Talk Moto Cafe in Sussex, which is a nice quiet petrol themed cafe, and it sees a lovely selection of cars in attendance. I met lots of new cars and people here, and the food was very nice too. I highly recommend a visit to this venue if you're ever in Horsham. I had my first UK-USA collaboration experience of the year when myself and a few UK-based TTs headed over to West London to meet up with US-based YouTuber Irvin from the Garage Buds. He was really impressed with the cars on show, and we rounded out our evening with a photo shoot in front of the local Audi dealership. The cars looked great at night. The East Anglia team returned to their usual venue at Kersey Mill, and another TT event was held at the well-liked Caffeine and Machine. Also, March saw the first appearance of the Motorist on the calendar for 2023, and also Steve Marchant's excellent West Bay meet on the south coast. Definitely one you want to get along to if you like coastlines and cars. It was around this time that the car started to suffer a new issue which I'd identified as the fuel pump. Bad for me, but it's good for you because it's channel content I can bring in a new series called The Breakdown Vlog, as I chased various issues throughout the year with the car in the hope I'd got them sorted. If you've not seen my fuel pump dramas video, then please do click the video link in the description. The first big organised Audi event of the year took place in April, and that was Simply Audi, which was hosted once again at Bewley Motor Museum. A pre-meeting convoy was arranged from various motorway service stations, and I headed down with channel regulars Carl Chris, Kyle, Steve Bridgeland, Martin Scott and Scarlett Scott in their great Mark IIs, and various others. The day turned out to be rather eventful for me, as this was my very first public breakdown of the year. Welcome to Simply Audi, but I've just got here, got to the entrance literally 50 yards away, car just died. Right in the middle of the Simply Audi car park in full view of everybody. The car stalled and refused to start. That was highly embarrassing for me, but the cars on display made up for it because they were fantastic, but the breakdown was weighing heavy on my mind. Many of those great cars can be seen here, as I did a live broadcast and event video which you can find in this video link description. In the afternoon the car seemed to start fine, so I headed off on the way home, but unfortunately it finally ground to a halt at Cobham Services Slip Road, but it witnessed the birth of the brotherhood that we call the Breakdown Legends. Both Carl Chris and Kyle waited with me, selflessly putting their own lives on hold for 8 hours just to keep me company, hence why I name them both the Breakdown Legends. With mates like that, you can do anything, so thanks once again, lads. At this time, many of us were looking forward to taking our cars to the Nurburgring. However, I was not prepared to take an unreliable V6 to the ring and suffer a potentially expensive breakdown on the track. Absolutely not. I did, however, finally solve the problem with the stalling and refusing to start issue. Undaunted by this breakdown, I set about diagnosing that fault once and for all, and I identified it as the crankshaft position sensor. Since replacing this, the car has not suffered the same problem. But there was no way I was missing the ring, so I accompanied 15 or so Mark 1 and Mark II TTs as they headed to Germany. Now I took the Mondeo, or as we called it, the Tondeo, as a support vehicle, and we had a cracking 5 days eating, drinking, driving and making some great memories. I highly recommend a trip to the ring if you've not been, and I am going to leave a link to my Nurburgring experience where I got to take a tourist lap in a Mark 1 TT in this video description. On my return from the ring, I decided to bring the Roadster out of hibernation and slapped a fresh MOT on it, ready for the summer season. The car drove lovely all year, and it's a great car to zip around the country lanes with the roof down. So much so I've decided not to hibernate the Roadster this winter, so I can enjoy some crisp winter mornings. May also saw the first event held at the newly formed South Coast TT group, as Adam and Jordan held an event at the Army Air Museum. This was a well attended meet for the Southern cars. Although I did not get to make it, I hope to get to one of their events in 2024. In May, I had my very first experience of a track ready Mark 1. Now this car had been built by Lee, and it is done so on a budget, and he takes it racing throughout the season. If you're interested in building your own Mark 1 track car and you want to get some ideas from Lee's car, then please do check out the link in my video description, which will take you straight to Lee's car. Right, let's catch up with another Audi TT Mark 1 YouTuber and my buddy Car Chris to find out what he's been up to this year. Hi Chris, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. What a year it's been.
Yeah, a bit of a busy one.
What's been your highlight of the year, do you think, Chris?
Oh, probably going to Nurburgring.
If you were going to say to someone that had not been, what would you say is the thing that they should do at the Nurburgring?
You've got to go around it, haven't you? You've got to go around it in your car. You got to. It's not as scary as you think, and you can take it at your own leisure. You don't have to go flat out. I wasn't going flat out, and even if I was going flat out, I didn't feel like I was going flat out because everyone else was going flat out. But it was, yeah, it's just the buzz of going around there. You're like, do you know that once you've done it, you just feel like, yeah, I'm so glad I've done it.
Yeah, it was a great trip, and I didn't get a chance to drive my car around there, but I got a chance to stand on YouTube corner and watch you hossing around those bins. You were definitely giving it some.
Full send, mate. Full send.
Absolutely, always full send.
Hopefully, send it a bit more next year.
And obviously, you and Kyle got me out of a bit of stuck early this year, where we had the birth of the breakdown legend, which I have mentioned in the video already. But the breakdown legends. I mean, what a day that was, eh?
Oh, mate, I felt so sorry for you, man.
Sitting at the side of the road, freezing cold, no way of getting home. But yeah, that's where you need your mates for, isn't it?
Hey, we ain't going to leave you there on your own, mate. But you should have had the KFC with us.
I should have done that. But yeah, massively appreciate you doing that for me, mate. You really got me out of a hole.
Nah, that's cool, man. No, it has been a good year, hasn't it?
Totally, yeah.
I know I've been a little bit quiet on the scene for the last few months. Only recently started putting out things again.
Yeah. It's been really good to see you back on the scene the last few months and seeing you putting out content, because the Mark II content you put out has been very, very helpful for people. And we know that if you're putting content on that Mark II, that you are turning that car into an even more powerful beast. It's
come along now. I've still got to finish doing the brakes and stuff, but yeah, it's been. I'm not chasing big numbers or anything. I'm just trying to make it better than what it was. I mean, it was a good car when I brought it. I made it better for the first few years, got more power out of it, made it handle better. And I'm just taking it to that next sort of level. I mean, it's only a front-wheel drive one, so it's not the heaviest thing in the world. If I could just get it to about 300 horsepower with hardly any lag, happy days. Let's just see what I can squeeze out of a KO3. Obviously, a KO3 on a Mark II on a TFSI engine's a little bit different to a KO3 in a Mark 1. But I did put that race core in there, which should hopefully get me there. But we'll see when it hits the rollers.
Excellent. And of course, the Mark 1 is no more. Well, we say no more, but no more to you.
Yeah, no more to me. Yeah, that went off. That's up north somewhere. Really nice guy. He was a subscriber of the channel, and he set it up for sale, and he just hit the buy now, and that was it. and
Excellent.
he's been happy with it ever since. I have seen a couple of pictures come up on Facebook that he's put up. So yeah, it's still going, it's still MOT, it's still taxed, it's still on the road, and I'm hope he's enjoying it.
Well, from me, thanks for all your help this year, Chris, on our little side projects. I look forward to doing plenty more with you next year.
Always,
And,
mate, always.
Enjoy the little break over Christmas, and I'll see you next year, mate.
Good day, mate. Nice one, Andy.
Take care.
Cheers,
see
mate.
you, mate.
Bye.
Bye. By June, the show season was in full swing, with events at the Motorist proving very popular with the northern drivers, as Dom, Chris and myself had attended this one the year before. Unfortunately, we were not able to attend this year due to other commitments, but feedback on the event was positive. Steve Marchant also held another event at the West Bay. Remember how I just said the TT Roadster drove faultlessly all year? Well, that was other than the crankshaft sensor failing on this car too. I swapped this out in much easier fashion than on the V6 in June, and that how-to video is linked in this video description. Also, coming up in part 2, I will cover events from July to December, as well as catching up with fellow Mark 1 YouTubers Don Parrott from the Parrott Bros and Stephen Harper, so please do check out that next part on its release. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this video and give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Until then, enjoy Christmas with your loved ones, and I hope to see you once again, or perhaps for the first time, at an event in 2024. Take care.